Russ, let's just start with your thoughts on your side's second half performance.
Yeah, it's a strange game to sum up really for us, Luke. I think there's no point in me talking about the second half performance without talking about the whole game. I think you saw what happened. We made too many mistakes, and there were a couple of scary moments in the first half as well. I always say when we were playing this way, there are going to be mistakes, but there was some really brilliant stuff in the first half. I thought we were the best team, but we just we didn't look like scoring. Unfortunately, we get numerous balls in the box. I think both teams end up with 5 shots inside the box tonight, and they score 4 goals, and we don't. Too many balls flashed across, bounced. We just got to go that extra. We didn't go the extra yard to try and put them under more pressure, because I thought some of the stuff was brilliant. But second half, we make too many mistakes. They pounce on it. It's a team who are really good at counter-attacking. When they win the ball back, they spring with so much energy. It's something we spoke about and trying to avoid. And on the whole, in the first half, we did avoid that. I think there was 1 or 2 moments, but apart from that, but in the second half there was too many. And they have a lot of energy and athleticism in Rodgers and Johnson, Scully, and we just couldn't deal with that. It's a really hard one, because I think there were some really good performances. Matty Sorano I thought was excellent. Matt O'Reilly I thought was excellent. Zach Jules I thought is getting better and better every game. Dean Lewington was really good. So I can't be too angry with the players. What I am angry about is the reaction to, not the mistakes, but the reaction to making mistakes. I thought for a 10-minute spell, that wasn't us, that wasn't our team. And that's the most disappointing bit. That's the most hurtful bit, is that we'll have to look at it and see why that happened, because there was just so much anxiety after that first goal, way too much, because we're still in the game at that point, and that's why we end up getting beat 3, and then the 4th goal is a fantastic free kick. It is what it is. Fish feels he should have done better, but I'm not convinced, so we'll have to have a look. But yeah, it's never happened before, and we have to make sure it never happens again. So it's all part of the learning process. But I'm not convinced it was a 4-0 game, if you take the whole game into put it into context.
It's interesting, because on another day, or maybe even another manager, Russ, I'd expect him to come out and talk about Brennan Johnson not being sent off, because he could very easily have been sent off. He was a gentleman this evening, got the hat-trick.
Yeah, it's not, you know me, Luke, it's not really my style. Of course it would impact the game, but it's not the reason we have 45 minutes after, or a long time after that, to still try and win the game 11v11. Yeah, I think if he hasn't been booked already, or just before that as a booking, he fouled the boy and then kicked the ball away. So, but it's not impacted. Of course, it's impacted the game. But after that, as I said, we have a long time, and we played some good stuff, and then a 15-minute spell has completely undone us. So I'm not going to come here and blame the referee, who, it's good to see him back after a long time out and a tough period in his life. So, referees make mistakes, we make mistakes, players make mistakes. It is what it is.
Was it mentality tonight?
For 15 minutes, 100%. Yeah, of course it was. We have a lot of young guys learning on the job. We have a lot of people who are, as I said, they are learning whilst making mistakes in the first team environment, not playing 23s football, not playing at a low level. They're playing at a really tough level against really good teams. We had a really tough run of fixtures, and tonight we couldn't cope with a mistake, on making a couple of mistakes in the back, and then we just completely lost our way. And then they regained their way again. Dave come on and done well. Hal's done well when he come on, but yeah, it's just the mentality wasn't right for that period of time, which is disappointing, because I thought we'd got away from that. That's the first time I've seen that in a very long time, and we have to make sure we learn from it.
We often talk about that Crewe game. Do you think that first 15 minutes was as bad as it's been?
Today?
The second half. Sorry.
Oh, the second half. Oh, sorry. I just think, it was a little bit more mistakes than I've seen for a long time. And that goes down to mentality. It goes down to the opposition's athleticism and energy when they score. That's why we have to score. For 45 minutes. Speaking to one of our ex-players there quickly before I came out, so I was a bit late. He felt like they couldn't get near the ball. Said couldn't believe how good we were in the first half. Nothing changed. We make a mistake, they score, and then their energy, they get a goal, and their energy, their body language, everything changes. They completely up the way they feel about the game, and they realise actually they've got a really good chance of pouncing again. We have to take the wind out of their sails and take that energy and enthusiasm out, and by scoring. If we had a lot of the ball, as I said, put a lot of work into the legs in the first half. We have to continue. If you're not going to score, you need to continue to do that and make sure you don't make mistakes. So it's been our undoing tonight. I don't want to keep going on and saying, that was the worst, that was the best, that was the worst. It's a learning process. We're in a position, fortunately, in the league where, actually, no, we can't afford to have nights like that. But we're in a position, you know what I mean, we're in a position in the league where we have to learn from it. We are not fighting to get promoted like they are. We're not fighting to stay in the league. We are fighting to improve. We are fighting to make people better. We're fighting to learn. We're fighting to make sure that this doesn't happen next season. And these players have been incredible for what. Let's get it right. They've made huge strides this season, huge strides. And some of them, as I said, are playing against really good opposition, better than they've ever played before. Some of them are having their first season, so that's why I'm not going to come out here and criticise anyone and be really angry about it, because I thought there were some really good performances tonight from some players, and I'm sure I'll get criticised for that. But I have to be consistent in what we do and watch the game as a whole and not get caught up and emotional about a 15-minute period in the game. We have to learn from it and make sure it doesn't happen again for sure.
I suppose that the last half an hour was just the game had gone and it was just almost trying to see it out.
Yeah, I think the boys, I think the good thing is the guys tried. We had a couple of really good opportunities. Danny Harvey behind, Matty Soranola. That's what I mean, it's not 4-0 and we're hanging on to not concede again. So it's why it doesn't feel like a 4-0 defeat. It's a really strange feeling right now. I can't quite work out how we have conceded 4 goals. We'll have to have a look at that. But yeah, the last half hour was guys desperate to try and impress while they're on the pitch, desperate to run around and work hard for their team. And it probably didn't look like most 4-0s where you're 4-0 down, but yeah, they can sit back and wait to spring again and conserve their energy, and that's what happened. So it's a really tough game to analyse really, but we have to make sure we learn.
I suppose that's the disappointing thing about the first half as well. For all the control and territory that you had, there just wasn't that clear-cut chances.
Toby, we should score Saturday, we should score tonight. We didn't create too many clear-cut ones, but you go 0-0 at half-time and dominate the game and then worked really hard. You can't then start the second half how we did. You know, we spoke about continuing to do the things we got there, putting more bodies in the box, more make them defend more in their penalty box. And they defended with a lot of numbers in the first half. And as the game, if we'd have stayed 0-0 for longer and dominated the ball a bit longer, then the game would have opened up a bit, because they have to go and score. You know, they're fighting to get promoted. So, but we didn't do that. We didn't just start the second half too poorly, and it's really cost us. Really cost us.